Hi everybody, it's 314 Reactor here, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a trip down memory lane to 2003, when the original Xbox was the king, and we'll be diving into the forgotten gem that is brute force.
Watch your backs, people.
Brute Force, developed by Digital Anvil and published by Microsoft Game Studios, was an action-packed squad-based shooter released exclusively for the original Xbox. It featured both single-player and multiplayer modes, and it was praised for its diverse character abilities and engaging gameplay. In Brute Force, players control a team of 4 distinct characters: Tex, a heavy weapons specialist; Brutus, a reptilian scout; Hawk, an infiltrator; and Flint, a sniper. Each character has unique abilities that make them perfect for various combat scenarios, and players must use them strategically to complete missions. So, this game has some really cool gameplay and some really great graphics. We're going to check all that out in just a bit, but the first thing to note here, just on the menu, is the soundtrack, which is partially composed by Jesper Kyd, who's worked on the Assassin's Creed games, Hitman games, Warhammer games, and just too many other games to mention. It's got some really cool tracks to it, some really immersive ones, some adrenaline pumping ones, and it fits the game's tone perfectly. So let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got the campaign, deathmatch, squad deathmatch. Now, there's no online that was built into it. It's just system link or split screen, so it gives you a little bit of extra gameplay, and there's actually characters that you can unlock in the deathmatch and squad deathmatch through the campaign, which is really cool. So this game allows you to play system link co-op on the campaign. It doesn't support split screen on the campaign. I think that might be due to some sort of rendering issues. I imagine the deathmatch is much smaller and much more possible on split screen, but the campaign was probably a bit too big to handle all the characters over the different levels on one console. Now, also worth noting that this game was originally developed in 2000, and Digital Anvil were originally going to make it for PC, but then they were acquired by Microsoft, and then it became an Xbox exclusive. So let's dive into the campaign. Alrighty, so let's check out the first level, so we can just get a good view of the graphics and the gameplay, as well as a look at some of the supremely cheesy 2003 cutscenes.
Reporting for duty, Commander Bratton.
Sorry we haven't had much time for formalities. We have a situation, and you're the man to resolve it.
I'm used to it, sir.
A mercenary group called the Red Hand has been unusually active in this system in the last few weeks.
Red Hand? Didn't they used to work for us?
Not anymore.
Huh.
They get their wages elsewhere these days. We've managed to track them to a small base on the planet Estuary. I want you to go in and clean them out.
Terrific. Pack up?
You're on your own. I'll send some help if you run into anything you can't handle.
Yeah, right. I've heard that before.
I've read your bio, Tex. I know what you've been through, and for that you have my respect. So I'll forgive your dissent. This time. We will be using an experimental transportation device based on con-fed farcasting technology to get you planet-side.
Farcasting? Like they use for fleet movements?
Yes, Tex. We've started using it for equipment and personnel transportation. It will provide you with almost instant entry and extraction. You needn't worry about getting stranded in a hot spot again.
That depends on who's controlling the technology. Will I get any intel during the mission?
I'll be monitoring mission progress through your optical implants. They allow me to see everything you do so I can analyze the mission while you are planet-side.
Great. Can I turn those implants off, you know, after hours?
You leave immediately. And Tex,
Yes, sir.
welcome to the newly commissioned 23rd Special Forces Unit. Codenamed Brute Force.
Oh man.
The enemy base is well guarded. There are deadly environmental hazards to consider.
This game looks so good.
I'm going to guide you through this mission by updating yellow.
So, again, just like the other Xbox games I've been playing, this is being emulated on Xemu. You can see links in the description on how to get this and set it up. I am running in 3x scaling, which means it's running in a higher resolution than it was on the original Xbox. So, it's going to look a little bit sharper than it would have done, but it still captures that original feel of the original graphics. I've also got FXAA on just to smooth things out a little bit. But as you can see, the game looks fundamentally awesome. Anyway, if you were to fire this up on an old CRT on an original Xbox, it would look fantastic. So yeah, as you can see, some really nice details in the vegetation. There's some, I think there's some like fake depth of field going on here as well. Like, that is just awesome for 2003. You got these lovely, lovely textures here for the metal. Really nice bump map textures on the ground. You've got stencil shadowing, I believe, there. At least I think that's stencil shadowing and self-shadowing as well. The technology that Halo 2 should have had and would have made Halo 2 look a lot better with its stencil engine. So yeah, this game looks so nice. And it still looks good now. I think the self-shadowing is only on the main characters, because I don't think it was on the enemies there. So yeah, the more we go in, the more we'll see how awesome the graphics are. Whoa! I need to get used to using a controller again. You can see some nice shading on this stone here as you go around. Like, materials look surprisingly like what they're supposed to look like for a 2003 game. Do you know what I mean? Grass and mud looks like grass and mud, and stone looks like stone. It's so good. I love it. I really, really love it. And there's a bit more an example of the sort of fake depth of field there. You can see its roots of its PC development here, because it's got that kind of Battlezone 2 kind of feel to it. If you've ever played that, a 1999 PC-only game. So it kind of has that, the environment and the graphics, it all has that kind of pushing the technology forward kind of feel to it. And the original Xbox was so similar to a PC and so powerful for its time that it could replicate that sort of experience. And that's what I love about games like Halo and Brute Force, and that they just felt ahead of their time. And you can see some bloom there as well. Some really early implementation of bloom. Oh man, it's so nice. Let's not fall into the lava here. Now, I mentioned also the influence from Halo, and you can see it pretty clearly with the reticle there, the layout of the radar in the bottom left. It's all very Halo, and it plays pretty much exactly like Halo, but in third person.
Be careful. They've got this place mined.
It plays really nicely, actually. It still feels great today, which is why it'd be fantastic to see this get a Night Dive remaster. So let's disarm these mines here. So I'm calling the video brutally underrated because I think this game just didn't get the attention it deserved. I really don't. And I don't think it's just nostalgia, right?
Don't hesitate to use it if you get overwhelmed.
Because it's technically fantastic. The gameplay is awesome, and we're going to see a level after this that really shows off why I think the gameplay still holds up and the kind of influence that it could and should have had. Here we go. Oh, let's, there we go. Dual wield, baby. But the difference between this and Halo 2's dual wield is that it actually is quite a lot more powerful. Rather than Halo 2's dual wielding, where all the weapons you could dual wield were just really weak on their own. Oh, let's get an explosion here. Oh, look at that. And look at these textures here. I'm going to get continuously distracted while making this video because this game looks so good, even today. Like I said, if you put this through on original Xbox hardware on a CRT, it still looks incredible. Just look at the lovely shading on that metal. Oh, the textures are so nice. And one of the textures I remember when I was younger playing this is these ones here. Oh, look at that. Lovely bump map sandbags. I can't believe it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago I'd been playing this. Almost 20 years ago anyway. Because I got a demo disc through on a Xbox magazine. I think it was around summer 2003 I was playing it. And it was around this time, 2003, I actually got my original Xbox. So here we go. This bit's funny.
Hold up. That base may be more than you can handle alone. I'm moving a couple of V-Squad to your location. Don't forget that your squad will use ammo and med kits as needed, but they'll always leave the last med kit for you.
Great.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. Look at this. Look how nice this tree looks. That is some nice wood. So what we're going to do here is show off some of the combats. What you can do is select different characters by using the D-pad and then give them further instructions. So I've set one of them to fire at will and another one to cover me. And there you go. And you can also get them to move to different locations.
Pick up the sniper rifle by that crate and try to pick off some of the guards from a distance.
And here we're going to see some even more Halo influence. So pick up the sniper rifle. And when we zoom, listen, listen, listen. I mean, come on. The Halo influence is extreme. So part of the squad gameplay, so we haven't got any of the other characters yet. We've just got these generic dudes to kind of introduce you to the squad system. But we will see the other characters in a bit. And what this allows you to do is actually play the levels in very different ways each time. So every time you play, especially the level I'm about to show from the demo, every time you play it, you can take it a different route, different way, use different characters. It's very much like an early feeling Crysis. Because Crysis came out 4 years later and had very large levels with a lot of freedom. And also, of course, Halo with things like Silent Cartographer. But this game has that extra level of not only just weapons and ways to go around the levels with different objectives, including optional objectives, but also the different characters and their abilities that you can either play as or order around. If we just tap the button, the D-pad button, we can switch over to the characters and actually play as them, which is so cool. So you can either order them around or play as them, or a mix of both. And here we find a DNA canister, which unlocks characters in the multiplayer. Ha ha ha. So let's check the... Yep. So what we're going to do is show off a little bit of the destructibility, which is, again, where this game is kind of ahead of its time. And hear a bit more of that nice soundtrack there. Oh, man, it's so good. Obviously, it doesn't have, like, super physics engine in it or anything like that, but how cool is that? I mean, that's very much a Crysis sort of thing there. And even It's even got a little bit of the feeling of Red Faction Guerrilla to it, which came out 6 years after on a whole new generation. So I think this game was just so ahead of its time in so many ways, and this is why I love it. Anyway, let's finish this level and we'll show off the really awesome demo level. Oh, and of course, you got the objectives here, you got money, operatives lost, the DNA canisters recovered, and I believe the money can be used to clone characters when they die, so if you get to the end of the mission, you've lost one of your characters, you can just reclone them. We've already seen a bit of the story from this level, so we're going to skip ahead and see a bit further in the story. The story's not that amazing, so we don't need to worry about it too much. And we are going to skip ahead to Terrorist Ghetto, which is, like I said, the demo mission that I first played 20 years ago. So let's dive right in and see yet another incredibly, unbelievably 2003 cutscene.
We are still analyzing the technology you recovered from Shadoon, but in the meantime, something urgent has come up. The Red Hand is still active on Estuary. The attaché case you recovered from Caspian suggests an alliance between these mercenaries and members of the Caspian underworld.
What are they up to now?
The Red Hand has started excavating ruins on Estuary. They are recording ancient hieroglyphs from the temples and transmitting them to Caspian. We haven't pinpointed where yet.
Why?
And why do we care?
There is power in ancient writing. The power to control spirits.
Enough! These are enemies of the Confederation. We need to move immediately or we might miss our chance. Once planetside, destroy their means of escape and any communication devices you find. Try not to destroy those ruins, though. Those hieroglyphs are obviously important to someone.
Alrighty, so this level is going to show off a lot more of the character models, weapon effects, and overall exploration and environment. Now, I've picked up a couple more characters at this point, so there's going to be a lot more freedom and a lot more options for the gameplay that we didn't see in that first level. So here we go. So the first thing we do is switch to Hawk, the Infiltrator. We're going to order Tex over here. We're going to order Brutus over here. We're going to switch to the Power Blade, and we're going to go invisible, which is the same awesome invisibility effect seen in Halo. Background here. And we're going to slice these guys up while stealthed. And there's some mines here, which Hawk can't do anything about. So we're going to decloak. And we're going to make a stand our ground. We're going to bring up Tex while leaving Brutus here to guard, just in case anyone else decides to come up. And we're going to take these mines. You see, this is completely optional. You can just leave this area entirely and shoot these guys from below, or you can just grenade the area, blow up these mines. You can sneak through with Hawk and just kill them and leave the mines here. There's a lot of options to this level. You can even play through the level pretty much with one character, if you like. But we're going to do my favorite playthrough that I used to do back in the day. Alright, so we've got those mines, which we did in the first level, but we didn't use them against the enemy. Now we're going to actually use them. So we've got 4 on us. What we're going to do is leave Tex here, use those later. Take up Hawk, flick back to the Power Blade. Going to go invisible.
Stealth mode on.
This game just looks so fantastic. You've got the stealth effect there, which is so good. It's like the shader in Halo. And you've got the extra shaders on the characters, which just looks so good. Again, it just has that really cool E3 1999 feel to it. Oh, I can't express how cool that feeling is. And Hawk's equipped with a sniper here. And you can actually see a little bob of a hair moving around, which I think is a really cool little addition. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Hawk up here. And we're going to leave her at this sniper perch. And she's just going to take out everyone below. The characters also heal themselves as well, but you can also order them to heal. You can see medkit and toggle ability there. So you have full control over the characters and what they do. Frag grenade ready. We're going to get Brutus along with us. So as you can see, there's points coming up in the corner there. That's from where we're getting kills. But it's also from where Hawk is getting kills up on that sniper perch up there, which is so cool because you can just leave characters pretty much anywhere on this map and just let them do their thing, which is probably why split screen wasn't available, because it would be quite hard to have 2 split screen characters in different areas on the same console. So we're going to move Brutus here, and we're going to blow up this thing. Again, another awesome explosion effect. And you can see where the later mission goes over to these ruins. Oh, we're even being shot at by a gun tower. Really cool. And we just let Hawk take care of these guys. Fantastic. Let's move Brutus up to here. Let's take Hawk down. Like I said, there's so many different ways I've played this level, but this is one of my favorites. And also another cool thing is that the end of the level is up there, and the start of the level is of course just there. So it's one of those awesome levels in games where the beginning of the level is right near the end. Get the power blade again, getting invisible.
Entering stealth mode.
There we go. Cut right through that person. We're going to go down here.
Silent but deadly.
We're going to make sure this guy... Oh god. Oh god.
Well, time to earn my keep.
Whoa, what the heck? So that gun tower is trying to shoot at me, but what we're going to do is we're going to hack it. So again, you can just destroy the gun tower, or you can hack it, and you can either manually control it, or just reprogram it. And just let it shoot all the enemies in the area. So we've got Hawk infiltrated in, and that gun tower has done a little bit of damage, and the enemies have taken it out, so it's no longer a problem for us. Bring in these guys. There's a little bit of cover for Hawk, because what we're going to do now is try and be a bit more stealthy. Let's see if we can actually drop some mines here. Mine, mine, and a mine, and a mine. Then we intentionally get their attention and see if they fall into the trap. I used to be able to do this a lot more smoothly back in the day when I played this level like constantly throughout the summer of 2003. But it's not quite as smooth now. Looks like they're not taking the bait. See, the enemy comments there, you know, they're invisible, the Confed hit squad, it all sounds very much like the bad guys from Crysis when they start panicking when you're cloaked and stuff. This game primed me to be ready for Crysis. And you can see Tex and Brutus there firing across at the enemies there, or trying to. Okay, so the enemy's not taking the bait, they're not going for those mines. I was hoping they were going to follow Hawk in, but what we're going to do is go invisible. Of course, you only have very limited visibility. So you have to be real careful. Oh boy. Take Hawk down into a safe area. Switch over to Tex. Actually, let's get a bit of Brutus in. Shotgun. Look at those ragdoll effects. Awesome. So cool. Really gives that shotgun a really visceral feel. And again, you got the different animations between the different characters, as well as their different skills. So what we're going to do with Brutus is activate his special heat vision, which allows you to see where enemies are a lot easier. Again, a bit more environmental destructibility there. Oh yeah, so satisfying. Let's get Tex in here with us. Whoa. Oh man. The explosions, the feel of the guns, it's all so perfect. We've just got that really lovely stone effect. So what we're going to do now is set Tex to fire at will. We're going to set Brutus to fire at will. We're going to flick over to Hawk. And we're going to check out a bit of the water effects here. Oh yeah. In fact, let's check out some of the water effects back at the starting beach. I forgot to do that. Here we are back at the starting beach, and oh yeah, look at that. Bit of bump mapped rock, the water going out there. I mean, it's obvious what the influence here is, but oh god, it looks good. No water splash effect, surprisingly, but still some really nice particle effects. Not quite on the level of the particle effects of Halo or the aforementioned Battlezone 2, but still, it's nearly on that level. And the bump mapping on the ground there, and the stencil shadowing, and the self-shadowing. Oh man. Now I think some of this bump mapping may be baked in, although you can kind of see from the lighting there that there is kind of some bumpiness on the ground. So I think there's some real-time bump mapping, but I think, yeah, you can see there, you can see with the lighting on the ground that there is some real-time bump mapping going on. So I think there's like a lower res real-time bump map, but also, from the looks of it, a higher res pre-baked bump map. It's hard to tell. If only there was a torch, Because you can really tell in Halo because of the torch. Oh no, you can see that sort of hieroglyph up there. Yeah, there's definitely real-time bump maps, which I just love from this era. So if you imagine what this game looked like without bump maps, it would look nowhere near as good, and it would look really flat. But with the bump mapping on, it's like an early version of Doom 3 in a way. It's kind of a glance into the future. Obviously, Doom 3 came out only a year after this, and it did come out on Xbox as well, but it's just where this game didn't get enough attention for how good it looks. Hey, look at the character there, and the self-shadowing, and the bump mapping on the environment, and like the shading on the characters there. So obviously it's not at the level of Doom 3, but it's getting there. Why doesn't this game get the attention it deserves? Why? Let's grab another DNA canister.
DNA canister extracted.
We've got an optional objective here by blowing up this thing. There we go. $6 grand for that.
Eliminate the remaining terrorists and come on.
There we go. Whoa. One of my AI teammates took out the radar that's supposed to be here that you're supposed to blow up. So let's head to the exit after a quick look around. So you can see it's not like a huge level. I think there's just limitations to what the Xbox could do, especially at this level of graphical fidelity. But there's plenty of options on how you handle it, and that was just one way to do it. Right, so let's head to the end of this level, and we will check out a different planet. So let's go back a level. Now that we've seen the overall gameplay and explored it a bit, let's go back to the level we first pick up Brutus on the planet Ferrix, which I think is also a planet from Star Wars. Let's dive in.
We have a critical mission. The newest members of the Confederation, a planet called Ferrix.
I've heard the name.
The Ferals are a primitive race, living in clans, acting more on intuition than reason. They're a savage species, but noble.
Noble savages, huh?
When one of them commits a crime against the clan, he's exiled, an outcast, banished. Until now, these outcasts have wandered the land as lost individuals, scavengers waiting to die.
And now?
They've begun slaughtering as groups. Someone's turning them into a death squad, gathering them, leading them, cohesively molding their thoughts and actions.
Uh-huh. Who's the charmer?
We've gotten reports the outcasts have been using alien technology in their latest raids.
Great.
We get proof of that technology, we might have our answer.
Anything else?
The newest member of your team is there now. You'll rendezvous planetside. A feral warrior named Brutus.
Feral. You partnered me up with an animal?
He's Confederation trained. He's one of us, Tex.
Yeah. Right.
So every character has an intro video like that. We're going to check out the other two in a bit. But this level I just want to show off because it's a much more jungly level than Estuary was. And these sort of levels are really difficult to pull off, especially around this time.
Find a squad mate here.
And if you look at some of the games from the early 2000s that try and pull off jungle levels, they don't always succeed, whereas this is a game that definitely does. Like, look at it. The metal on the ground looks great.
His actions saved many lives.
Another character looks great. And then the wood on the trees in the background.
Oh, and Tex, many colonists are still MIA. If you come across any, lay down some covering fire so they can make it back to the ship.
Yes, sir.
And the trees, the leaves. There's quite a lot of fog out there, because I'm guessing they couldn't render this level of detail too far out. But it's not really that noticeable, the fog, and you get a sense of real density in this level. And the bump mapping is all there to really enhance the look of it. In fact, here's something that is quite specific, but just look how good this wooden statue looks. Look at it. It looks fantastic. Like the shading on it, and the bump mapping on it, and the level of texture detail. It looks so good. And I think this game just has vertex shading in it, but it looks like everything has Phong shading on it. And there's also some sort of ambient light there being applied to the characters who go from inside to outside. I don't actually know if it was Phong shading on it, but it looks so good. You could almost be convinced it is. I think what it is specular mapping. Very similar to what Halo uses.
There may be a few remaining colonists putting up some resistance.
And one of the few games, like Halo, that really pulled the effect off to make different materials look a lot better. This game, I think, does it even better than Halo did. You know, the slight shininess of rocks and the slight the slight shininess of the trees here, the character's skin on metal. This is long before physically based rendering was a thing, but to hack their way around it with specular maps and stuff like that, and to actually kind of get the feeling of these materials in such an old game is just... it's so impressive. You heard another one of Tex's sayings there. The catchphrases are hilarious from this guy. I mean, in the first level we played, you heard him, you know, they'll always leave the last medkit for you. And then Tex is like, great. And then, just as you kill someone, it's, should have eaten your spinach, son. It's so funny. It's so cheesy. It's so ridiculous. It shouldn't work, but you know what? It does work. This is where, look at the extra detail that bump mapping adds. Look how nice that looks. And yes, we are upscaling, but again, you put that on original Xbox hardware, on an old CRT, and it looks great. Still.
What the heck is that thing? Bratton, I've got some alien doodad here.
Nice work. Secure the object and bring it with you. Now we can find out who or what is behind this outcast uprising.
It's so ridiculous. I love it. We can also hear a bit more of the music here. Fantastic. That's double firepower. Devastating. Oh yeah. In fact, this is one of those games where you always feel like you're playing through an E3 demo. You know that special magical feel of an E3 demo, but then the real actual game doesn't quite match up to it? There are few games that actually feel like an E3 demo no matter how much you play them. And one of those games is Halo, the other is Crysis 2, and I think this is another one. Quickly, reload! Oh yeah.
my new pack.
Well, hello, Brutus.
It is good omen that we meet over death, Tex.
I'll take your word on that one.
We are one of the same pack now. We fight together. We die together.
I'm with the fighting part.
Gentlemen, your mission is accomplished.
Mine is not. My clan must be avenged.
Ah, hell. Might as well, sir. We're here.
Oh, it's so good. It's like the dialogue in Alien Resurrection. Ridiculous, but somehow still awesome. Yeah, we've already seen his ability, the Spirit of Vengar, which allows him to see enemies and take more damage. What I also love is when you take medkits and reload and stuff, you can see the magazine and the empty medkit drop on the floor there. It doesn't stay there forever, it does fade away, but it's still a cool little addition. Get this DNA canister.
DNA canister extracted.
Good job, you found a DNA canister. This should make the lab rats happy.
Such a cool little addition. Whoa! See, there you go. You can just see the little med pack drop down. It's so good. Whoa! Grenade in it. Whoa! Oh my god. I'm not on my best today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to another mission. We're going to check out another planet. We are going to check out the first level where we meet up with Hawk, hunting for Shadoon, which is a lava planet. So here we go.
You're looking at Osiris, a moon orbiting the planet Caspian, home of a cult known as the Sword of Shadoon.
Those guys are seers, right?
Yes, a race of mind readers.
The thieves of thought.
The seers themselves are peaceful members of the Confederation. The estranged cultists, however, are capable of atrocities that exceed comprehension. A group of fanatics led by a demented seer named Shadoon.
He has betrayed his pack. He shall suffer.
Okay.
The artifact you found on Ferrex's text was traced back to Shadoon.
Oh, I love everything Tex says. It's great.
The spy failed to rendezvous for his extraction. Our only conclusion is that he has been identified and detained. Your mission is to get him out if he's still alive.
We'll get him out.
It's a stealth operation. You'll be met by the newest member of your team, Hawk. Specialty, infiltration. She's the Confederation's top scout.
She? I'll expect the best.
I'm sure she's aware of that. Find that spy, come back alive.
Have visual. Approaching target, sir.
Radio silence acknowledged. Easy, Hawk.
In like a ghost.
Where is she? There!
We are now reaching peak 2003 right here. So of course, as we've established, this universe has cloning, so when they die, it doesn't matter, they just get cloned.
You are Hawk.
Hello, Brutus. I've seen your file, Tex. You've got a hell of a record.
Files are for paper pushers, Hawk. Let's get down to business.
Right. I want this done quietly.
Right. Quietly.
So we are doing these levels completely out of order.
Listen up. I marked marking the last known location of our spy on your radar now.
But
Head that way and
I
keep
think
your eyes
it's just the best way to give a sort of introduction to it and take through the different graphics and levels and characters. So that's supposed to be a stealth bit, but we've already seen Hawk doing stealth, and I was distracted by the graphics, so we won't do any stealth there this time. It's completely optional how you go through these levels.
We're getting a good signal in this structure. Stand by, team.
See, this level is interesting because it's all these alien enemies that don't drop any weapons, so the only way you can get ammo is from these little temple things. But again, more destructibility. Very satisfying destructibility as well. It's kind of like Max Payne in that while you're shooting things, things in the background will explode and blow up, and you have all these effects flying around. Do you know what I mean? It just adds that extra depth to the gameplay. A little bit more visceral, a bit more impact to it. And another cool thing here, right at the beginning of the level, we can see over there's a DNA canister that we have to get when you reach this part of the level way later on, like in a good 5-10 minutes time. And this level, it reminds me of the planet Rend in Battlezone 2, which is just awesome. You can blow up these teleporters.
Good work. That should stop them from warping there.
Blow up some more of these crystals. Oh man. And the fact that I think that when the crystals shatter, they'll damage you. If you're too close, that's just awesome. What we're going to do is we're going to actually do it a bit stealthily here. We're going to put Brutus there. We're going to make sure Tex stays here. We're going to take Hawk, switch to the Power Blade again, which is so awesome. It's unbelievable. Look at that shader effect. Oh, it's so goddamn good. Put up here the sniper rifle. Switch over to the other characters. And we're going to move in while she snipes them from above. Take this teleporter out. Take this teleporter out. Oh yeah. Oh man, and Tex has got 2 miniguns here that we can dual wield.
Look, it's one of their teleporters. I don't know if it'll warp you through. You'll have to be our guinea pig.
Can you shoot these things? Yes, you can. Awesome. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the team, because we're going to go forward here. And as you can see, we are back near the start of the level. And I think what's going to happen here is... Boom! Yep, a dude spawns, so we're going to grenade him up. And he drops these little crystals that heal you up. Pick up that secret, and the start of the level is right there.
Oh, look, a dead recon unit. How useful.
Whoa! Oh my god, these things are really dangerous. Holy crap. Oh my god! I was playing this the other week, and yeah, they are absolutely devastating, those things. My god. So this is one of the levels where it's such a large overall level, it's been split up into like 2 loading areas. Oh, look at those particles. As well as the general environmental particles. Oh, yes. Let's go full fire at will with everybody. I mean, this is awesome. This is so cool. Just have to gas this area out. Whoa. Whoa. Let's pick up some of these rubies. So the previous level we played had those little fruits that could heal you, and this level has the rubies that can heal you. So it's kind of cool, little environmental level specific ways to heal your characters other than medkits. Nice little touch. Shotgun out.
No? Wait. You've got contact.
Oh, whoops. I accidentally killed Hawk with the explosion from that. See, that's the thing. The explosions are so powerful from some of the background things. It can kill your character and throw them across like that. Whoops. And also, let's go over the sound and feeling of the weapon pickups, like the ammo pickups. Oh, God, that feels so good. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to check out another level where we pick up the final character, Flint.
Edward Kingman accumulated a fortune selling soot rock interests to the Confed Supply Council when Caspian was first colonized.
Okay, what about him?
This incarnation of Kingman is the 6th clone. He used his vast wealth to biologically alter himself. He is no longer even vaguely human. Your mission is to eliminate him.
Sir, an assassination?
It's Kingman who has been financing the Red Hand.
The traitor will die.
He's accompanying an illegal shipment of cash and weapons to a military base tomorrow afternoon. Caspian is laced with lawless areas. Were Kingman to meet with an unfortunate accident en route, the blame would fall to bandits.
Understood. Base resistance, sir?
Well-equipped Caspian militia. Try not to alert them to your presence. They will fight. Also, the militia have been genetically altered to be tougher than normal humans. So you really want to stay clear of them. You'll rendezvous on Caspian with the last member of your team, Flint. A sniper with unparalleled skill. I should forewarn you, she is a synthetic.
A synthetic, sir? That project was a failure. They were found to be dangerous, unmanageable.
They were created to be dangerous.
I know a secret. You're about to die. I wonder what happened to him.
Hey, are you okay?
The world's most useless soldiers.
Sir, I got a couple of guys on the job.
His friend clearly gets shot as he just walks over and says, "Hey, are you okay?" Love it.
Flint to dropship. I need a ride out of this hellhole now.
Anyone see the synthetic?
Oh, to have the charm of a human.
Flint? How about an introduction?
By all means. If it makes you feel better, I'll introduce myself.
Okay. She'll do.
Are we gonna have tea or execute a traitor?
Synthetic is loyal, but stubborn.
Alrighty, so this is where the game is giving you all the options, all the characters.
The mutants in the area are workers for Kingman Industries and are descended from original Caspian colonists. Over generations.
Oh no, the other characters do have some self-shadowing on them.
Working conditions has caused physical
At least in these
deformation
cutscene
and
bits.
severe psychotic tendencies.
So let's get everyone standing ground. Let's get everyone to tactical positions. Sniper nicely back here. Infiltrator in. See, look at that. Look at that. You can position your team to just absolutely decimate anyone that comes through this kill box. It's absolutely fantastic. Switch to the old power blade. Sneak in. And what you do is you... Whoa! Oh boy. These guys are really dangerous. Oh my god. Here's where I lead them into the kill box. Oh, I love it. See, it's the different ways you can handle it. You can just run in, you can do it all stealthily, you can set up kill boxes and lead them back to it. You can try and play it all through with one character if you want. You can just leave all the characters behind in one area. Oh, I love all the different weapons as well. There's energy weapons and older projectile weapons, but they all feel really powerful. Okay, so what we can do here, we can set up the sniper. We can take everybody in the lower section. I just love how reliable the AI is as well. You can just leave them there to sit there and snipe the enemy like that. So while we've got Flint up there covering Sniper. Whoa! Okay. We'll go in and see what we can stealth out with Hawk. Again, with the sort of ability to have that sort of heat vision with Brutus, the strength with Tex, and the visibility with Hawk, and the targeting system with Flint here. It's kind of like all those abilities throughout these different characters are very similar to the abilities that you had in Crisis as just one character. So again, it's another similarity and another thing where it was kind of ahead of its time. I think it's another reason why I love it. So you can see the targeting ability here. So it's essentially, this is kind of like the Smart Pistol from Titanfall. Another area where it's ahead of its time. We've got a little bit of a branching path here.
You're headed towards Ferguson Base. I'd advise that you stick to your objectives and continue towards Kingman's Loke.
We get too close to this place, we're dead.
I don't remember this. Let's get the characters up here. It says we'll get killed if we go here, but now I'm curious. Oh my god, this guy's invincible. That's what happens when we get too close. Invincible bad guys start coming out. Is this bit meant for later then? Are we supposed to come back here? Oh my god, yeah, they are invincible. Let's get out of here. So I think we are supposed to come back here later. This looks like another one-way area. Maybe we can't go back to that base.
Kingman and company are close to you now. Remember to retrieve his briefcase. It could contain valuable information about Kingman's underworld ties. We're picking up a fair amount of activity in the area, so be on the lookout for hostiles. I've placed his last known location on your radar.
That is just awesome. Is this one the vantage points? Here we go. Yep, it is. Let's use Hawk for this one. God, this level is massive. Oh, yeah. Alright, then what we do is we move in Flint. And what we'll do is we'll put Brutus here to guard her. Whoa. Flint up there. Let's get Flint moved to here. Let's get Brutus moved to there. And then we'll move in Hawk for a bit of stealth. So there's the main bad guy. Whoa! Holy crap. Bit more difficult than I thought. Who the heck is shooting at me? That's a hidden guy. There we go. Let's get Brutus moving in. Let's go dual wielding.
Taking out Kingman. Nice work, team. If successful. The extraction point has been opened.
That was a pretty tough level. That's interesting. So I got the maximum amount of money, did all the objectives. So what was that base about? That's really interesting. I really want to know now. I'm going to have to look into that.
We have a situation on Ferrix. A Confed transport vessel was shot down while en route to inspect a decommissioned military shipyard. We believe the feral outcasts are involved.
Outcasts.
The Confederation agrees with you, Brutus. Go down there, locate the ship, and secure the area. We'll send a salvage team to clean up once the mission is complete.
Time for a good old-fashioned lizard hunt.
Like shooting reptiles in a barrel.
Squad, it's a long way to the crash site. I'll light up waypoints along the way to guide you through this mess.
So this is another great level and reminds me of another planet from Battlezone 2, Maya. It's jungly and swampy, and it's a little bit more grounded than the last time we were on Ferrix. And this is running pretty well on the emulator, but I also remember it running fairly nicely on the original Xbox as well. So I think it was a very well optimized game. Oh man, this looks so good. Oh man. Whoa! Again, another area where there's plenty of paths to take and things to do. But you know what? This level looks insanely nice and it's so much fun, and I really want to complete the game. I know I've done it a bit out of order, but that was just so I could sort of show off the levels in the way that I thought would be good to show off the different elements of gameplay in the video. But I really want to complete this game and I want to do it on the channel. But I can't do it now because this video is going to go on for ages already. So I'm going to do a part 2 next week. So please do like and subscribe. Let me know if you had any experience with this game, and let me know if you think it deserved more love and a sequel as well. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone's staying safe, and I will see you in the next video.